Last fall, I got my hair dyed, and here is everything I do to take care of my color treated hair. But first, hello everyone, Kayla here. This is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. So the first thing that I have to say out the gate is that I am a huge supporter of professional color. It is important not just because it seems fancy or whatever to go get your hair colored professionally, but the thing is you are getting a chemical process. Okay, this is where, I'm not a big proponent of the whole porosity and hair care and all this kind of stuff because I feel like for the average person at home that complicates things. But that does matter a whole lot when you are dealing with someone who is dyeing your hair in a chemical process, especially because my hair was actually lightened, lifted, and then addition color was put on as well. So it's like two sort of almost two separate processes happening, both of which can possibly be damaging to the hair if done improperly or if not properly maintained afterwards. So I highly suggest that if you have not already colored your hair and you're just watching this for research, please check in, find you a professional, and get your hair done by somebody who should know what they're doing. Also, going along with that, after the person has colored your hair, please consult with them about what the best aftercare is. Every stylist has their like go-to products or their go-to techniques that they like to recommend to people, and they know firsthand everything that they've done to your hair, the exact type of color. There's different type of coloring processes, so you want to get the best level of care for what you have had done, right? So going back to my hair, as I said earlier, my hair was lifted. So it's not just a color that was put onto my hair, but the actual natural hair color was lifted as well. So that is an extra level of care that I have to think about. So one thing that I do regularly is bond repair. I do the Olaplex #3 every single shampoo. Clarify here on every single shampoo. So if I am just co-washing my hair really quick because I want to change the way that my hair looks or something like that, I don't do the Olaplex treatment. And the reason why I'm doing it before every single shampoo is because that's the directions, right? That's the directions. So when it comes to bond repair products, you really want to, number one, select a bond repair product that actually works on the bonds that are affected by hair color. Not all of them do that. Like I was looking into, there's a really popular bond repair product. I think the acidifier acid, something like that is in the name. And I looked it up and it doesn't work on the same type of bonds as color treated hair. Like that same bonds that would be affected by you color treating your hair. So it wouldn't really have much of an effect. And then there's this line at Sally Beauty that is like a lower cost line. People are like, oh, it's an alternative to Olaplex. This line, again, is one of those that does not work on the bonds that are affected by hair color. So this person was like, in the comments, they were like, this product is great, but it does not do the same thing as the product that you're comparing it to. They are two different things. So that is something to keep in mind. And then with the directions, some products are going to have you do every wash day. Some of them are going to ask you to do every couple of wash days. So you would want to read the directions to make sure that you are doing what is recommended by the product formulators. The next thing that I do to care for my colored hair is I do a protein-based deep condition treatment once a month. I know some of y'all might be like, what? You don't deep condition every single time and you have color treated hair? I don't. I know that the natural hair community is in love with deep conditioning, and it's fine. If you want to deep condition your hair regularly, that's great. I don't want to sit those 15-20 minutes or go under a heat or whatever. I don't want to do that, and I find that my hair is doing just fine without doing all of that. So I do a moisture deep condition, which I was already doing prior to the color, and then I do a protein deep condition. And I believe I have some content that is around determining the protein in your conditioner. I will try to link that if I can find it, but if not, the brief summary here is that a little cheat code is that protein ingredients usually will have hydrolyzed something in front of it. Protein molecules tend to be pretty large, so they have to go through a process of hydrolyzing them to make them smaller so they actually can penetrate into the hair. So they will usually have hydrolyzed in front of them. So like hydrolyzed wheat protein, hydrolyzed, I don't know, I can't think of something on the fly to make up really quick, but it usually will say that. And what you want to see is those hydrolyzed ingredients being closer to the top of the ingredients. The closer it is to the top of the ingredients, the stronger of a protein treatment that it is. So I go for stuff that has that middle or top of the ingredients placement so that I know that I'm getting a punch of protein, because else I could have just done a moisture deep conditioner. This next thing I want to talk about is something that I did discuss with my hairstylist. So going back to the beginning of this video where I say, hey, talk with the person that's dyeing your hair. This is also something that you will want to talk with them about as well. But we discussed a plan of how often I was going to get my hair colored, and we landed on roughly twice a year getting the hair color redone, retouched. So you want to discuss with them the frequency, because you don't want to continue to process and process and process and process and process your hair, because then your hair can start to go downhill. So as you can see here, I have a considerable amount of roots. I would say if my hair at this moment today was cut back down to the initial 1 to 2 inches that this haircut had in the longer parts, I would probably be cutting out most of the color. Yeah, most of the color would be gone if that was the case, because I have not had my hair recolored since I got my hair cut really, really short. But I do have a hair appointment coming up, and I will be getting my hair recolored, and the roots will be gone for 2 seconds. And then I will start growing hair again. Like when I tell you guys, I started having roots, like you could see the dots, like, you know, it looks like how on wigs, where there's little dots at the like on the lace. My hair looked like that probably not even a full month after I got it dyed. So that's probably what's going to happen again. And that's why I got my hair dyed all the way down. Because I know some people are like, well, why do you have roots? Because I was going to have roots anyway. Here we are. I'm about to get my hair dyed again. And my hair is very much roots. Very, very, very much mostly roots, right? So definitely have a chat with that person that is dyeing your hair. Like, how often do you recommend that I get this color retouched? And I will tell you that less is more here. You don't want to get your hair retouched all the time. I've seen it time and time again of people who love to dye their hair over and over again on YouTube, and then they are dealing with a lot of hair damage. I hope you enjoyed this really quick one. If you really want to support my channel, head to my channel page, find a recent video that you have not watched, and give it a watch. I'm going to put a video over here that shows the initial cut and color that I got done. I'll let YouTube recommend another video here. Subscribe. I post videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.